Ladies and gentlemen, we have somebody very special joining us today. We have Rob, who is our world first 100 softcore player. He's been nice enough to join us after boosting his team. We appreciate it so much. And Rob, I mean, how you feeling, man?
Oh, pretty good. This has been a fantastic race.
The legend is here, Rob. It's so good to see you again.
Well-oiled machine for sure.
Yeah, good to be here. Good to be here. Nice to meet you guys. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting race. I mean, I actually didn't expect it to be that fast. We kind of found like a sort of a bit of a new strategy, like towards the second part. We only slept once. Like first session was a 30-hour opener, and towards the end we were actually like feeling pretty inefficient with what we were doing because we were farming in the PvP zone and. Slowly, people were coming there and like taking the monsters away in the open world.
Oh yeah.
But after some time, we actually like it felt pretty inefficient. But then the next morning, we come up with this new strategy, running this split farming dungeon strategy, basically.
So split farming dungeons was the move then.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we managed to like have this pedestal quest, and it was like a perfect split for like 3 party members, basically. And the XP would be shared completely in the group. We got pretty lucky with that, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anybody behind the scenes you kind of want to shout out for kind of coming up with some of these strategies and stuff like that? I mean, I know you did it, but it definitely takes a team to really get this stuff. And the team you guys had was amazing. You guys executed in just such a great way.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we planned it quite far ahead. So played with Aristotelin, Rengar, and Dioxide. All amazing players, also streamers. Rengar just started his stream in this race.
Yeah,
yeah. Big shout out to all of them. I mean, this is like always a team effort there. I know the hardcore people, like especially Vudijo, is pushing very hard, and he's pushing and he's playing alone and in hardcore. So that's like
we've been praising that just nonstop, and it's not even that we're friends with him or anything like that. It's just been crazy to see like how effective this guy is solo versus group play.
Yeah,
it's bananas.
And
so we're curious, what are your plans on hardcore after this? Are we going to see you hitting those hardcore leaderboards tomorrow morning?
Yeah, my chat kept asking me about this exact question, but I always keep telling them like I'm a gamer. I like to have more than one life in this regard, and hardcore was like never my thing so far. So no plans there for now. I never say never, I guess. People really seem to like all this hardcore content. It's very entertaining.
I have a question about your build and one of the nerfs that just happened, because you were playing the Whirlwind Barbarian, right? With Gores, did you feel that nerf, like once the change was implemented, how much different was that for your playstyle? Did you feel it necessarily on any other instance except for bosses, or at all?
It was very significant. It even happened live while we were playing. So there was actually two nerfs. Like the first one was these like gore kind of gloves that causes explosion after you stopped whirlwinding.
Yeah, the devastating grips.
Exactly, and that one got completely disabled. Like while I was playing, like we were in the run, and suddenly it just wasn't working anymore.
And that's like your keystone piece, right? Like I feel like that to Whirlwind Barbarian is the orbiting strike for Twisting Blades rogues, you know?
Exactly. Like it was basically enabling like all your elite and boss killing capabilities. Like, you can sort of like accumulate the damage and blow up like the monsters and the bosses. But that didn't work anymore, so I had to completely like respec and come up with a new strategy.
And what did you end up going after that?
Like basically just like for more fortify and DPS through that. Like there were certain effects that boosted my damage when I was fortified. But yeah, it felt a lot weaker, and obviously I had to spend resources, gold, time, just respecking basically.
Yeah.
And run quality went down after that.
Yeah.
And then like while that was happening, the second nerf hit. Suddenly we had like every other game, our shout cooldowns were not resetting properly.
Right. That's what. Oh no.
Yeah. Like it all happened live all the time. Like. I don't know, there were like some servers that still were on the old patch or instances, and some servers that were on the new patch. And
that's so weird.
Just, a bit messy, and the nerfs are pretty hard for sure, especially on the buff side. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Like the community is very mixed feelings here for sure.
Oh
yeah. For sure. What do you think your next class you're gonna kind of blast through, or are you gonna be staying on Barb for a while?
So I kind of want to stay on Barb at least for a few days to figure out what kind of build or builds we can do now. Because I tested a lot of builds in the previous version, and now with all these changes, that's kind of like changing up the meta within the class a lot.
Yeah.
So
Lots of little changes. I think they're definitely bringing some things back into line, but I'm excited to see kind of what you, especially your videos. I got to give you credit,
Yeah.
man. I kind of went into Diablo 4 with the idea that I wasn't going to know anything. I wanted to go spoiler free. And then I got this last minute like knock on the door, like, hey, can we get you to cast this type of thing?
Yep.
I ran to your content, man, and you filled a lot of those gaps for me for things I needed to know to kind of get through this. So just a testament to how great your content is, and a big shout out just from one of your fans. Thank you so much for kind of doing that stuff.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. Like, it's so much fun to also produce this content and to see and to hear all the positive feedback from all the community.
It's been crazy. I mean, we played together in the push for Teo for level 99 in D2R.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was an amazing week, being able to play with you and that whole squad and everything, and that was so much fun. And you guys, my God, man, the well-oiled machine that runs behind your team is just it's unparalleled. You can't compete with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely like the complete team aspect. Like I said before, it just wouldn't be possible without like multiple players like investing their time and effort into this.
Yeah,
and yeah, super grateful. This all works out so well and
no
goes
kidding.
up on the leaderboards.
I'd love to see
You guys
it.
are absolutely insane. I've been loving the speedrun content, and I come from the D2R speedrunning community, so seeing you execute so well across multiple games, man, it's really been impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Looking forward to do it again when the first season starts here, and I think it's like gonna be in 6 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think you're
maybe
gonna do it
next month.
again?
I'm not sure if there's gonna be like this hardcore race with the statue engraving,
Right.
But I mean, there's a lot of talks about like, especially like leaderboards, like for leveling, similar to as we see in the D2 ladders, and I think those kinds of things would be very nice additions to the game, and just to promote the competitive aspect a little bit on speedrunning, but also in more like niche leaderboards, like for the Nightmare Dungeon pushing, or just the leaderboards in general. I think are a pretty good idea here.
For sure.
Yeah.
Then, do you have any plans to kind of dive into more like the hardcore, or not the hardcore, I'm sorry, the PvP side of the game? Like, do you plan on really kind of trying to dive into that and maybe, putting some people down in the desert?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's always been a lot of fun, especially after our classes got nerfed. Like the Barbarian nerf came in. We tried to like look into new farming methods, and one of them was the PvP zone, and we were kind of like griefing other players because like, man, this is nerfed. Like, come on, let's play.
Terrible.
Yep.
So that's why I won't go to the PvP areas right now. Okay, no. If you ended up playing on hardcore, would you continue on as a barbarian into hardcore, or do you think you'd be playing something else?
I think like, I mean, if I would start right now, which I'm not planning, I would probably make another class just to like see how it goes. Like, have high interest in the sorcerer. It was
Really?
kind of a second
really?
class, and I think it's also a very viable one for hardcore because it's like pretty much the only class that kind of has a cheat death as well with the flame shield.
Wow,
So
I don't think that was on
pretty
either of our bingo cards. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would have shot that one either. It really feels like it's the underrepresented class so far.
Yeah, 100%. I assumed you were just gonna say like Druid. The bear druids are bananas right now still.
Yeah, I haven't seen so much Druid stuff. It was actually the first time today that I had one in my game. Just doesn't seem to be like that many people on the class, but even so, like, more to learn, more to figure out.
Yeah, they definitely the Druid, I think it had a slow start, and I don't think I saw a lot of content from like you or really a lot of the other content creators on early Druid, especially with the embargo and things that we couldn't really talk about. But now that it's kind of like been out and shined a little bit, I'm really excited. I think you should really check out some of that content because these pulverized Druids are especially pre-nerf, really shining.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of that. I mean, I'm definitely going to look into more classes. Druid is maybe not top of the list, like Sorcerer maybe Rogue. I've seen the Rogue go so crazy fast.
Rogue is really looking good. It's one of those things that it's like a hot knife through butter, or you're just getting put down real quick.
Yep, exactly. The Rogue is high risk, high reward gameplay. It's been super fun. That orbiting twisting blades is just, it's nothing to mess with,
Right. Well, Rob, I don't really have any other questions. I want to say thank you so much for kind of popping in. Is there anything else you want to leave us with? Anything else you got to say?
Thanks for the opportunity. I really had a blast this race, and I gotta get some sleep here pretty soon as well because
You earned it, man.
Cool.
It was definitely a grind.
yep, about a fun one, and looking forward to maybe do it again someday.
Yeah,
Hell
look
yeah,
forward to
man.
watching it, man.
All
Good
right.
to see you again, Rob.
Yep. Thanks for this opportunity. Have a great one, everybody. Take care.
See you, bud.
See you, brother.
See ya.